cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
All right, welcome to the show. Thanks for spending time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. A lot of good stories to get to today. We got a feel-good story today. 6,500 volunteers build 10,000 beds for kids. Feel-good story coming out of Charlotte, Carolina. Mondami's new Tax the Rich policy driving more people to Florida. We'll go through the states that people are moving into and out of by the numbers. Also, J.D. Vance in California anti-fraud task force yields big results. And we've got a W-2 investor seminar coming up. You don't want to miss that. It's going to be a great opportunity to learn how to save a lot of tax dollars if you feel like you're being taxed to death, like a lot of people do. We'll talk to you about that and help you save some money there. Also, vote for me. I'm up for an Innovator Award here for the Tampa Bay Realtors. So we greatly appreciate it. You know, you get nominated for these things and you get an extra job on your plate. It's like bug all your friends and, you know, ask people to vote for you. But check us out on social media and you'll see the links to do that. It takes about 45 seconds. Anyone can vote. But, yeah, Tampa Bay Real Producers Agents Choice Award 2026. I'm up for the Innovator Award. So greatly appreciate anybody that could support us there if we touched your life in any way, helped you out with a deal or something over the years. Hey, we really appreciate a quick vote there, and we've got the links all over our social medias and all that good stuff. So we've got Don and Kasie Copeland back in studio with us today, our mortgage expert contributors, Don and Kasie Copeland, owners of the Copeland team, powered by Benchmark Mortgage. Kasie, give us a little teaser of what we're going to talk about today and what you're kind of thinking on the radar is good for the conversation.
I think we'll piggyback off of the states moving in and out of as well, because it kind of aligns with what we're seeing. Obviously, the topic of conversation everybody wants to hear about is rates. What are rates doing? So we'll talk about that too. So we got some good stuff. And then we've got, I think Don's going to talk a little bit about an event that we just came back from that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, support the veterans,
Give us a little tease on that, Don. Boots and Shoot.
Yeah, it's called Boot and Shoot, and our company's involved with the nonprofit, and we do this every year, and we look forward to it every year. We just got back last week from Texas, good old Texas, and we raised a lot of money, so I'm excited to talk about it.
Good deal. Good deal. Raise some money for veterans. Appreciate that. We always love our veterans out there. And a couple of hot listings. We'll jump right into our content for today. We have a brand new listing at 1130 Sweeney Drive in Ruskin. Great opportunity to buy real estate here in beautiful Tampa Bay. I believe this is Nicole's on our team. It's a 3-3, 1,471 square feet, quarter-acre lot. You got a waterfront gym with canal access to Little Manatee River in Tampa Bay. So, hey, you can, if any boaters, fishermen out there, and, you know, great opportunity to get out there and enjoy that Florida lifestyle. You got sheds on the property, mature mango tree. Got that Florida charm here on this beautiful home at 1130 Sweeney Drive, Ruskin, Florida, residential property for sale, 3-3. And check out the beautiful drone photography compliments of Fabre Frameworks, the official real estate partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, real estate photography company that is. We got a listing at 9078 Birmingham Avenue in Weeki Wachee, up by the Mermaids there in Weeki Wachee. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage, 2,452 square feet, almost 2 acres of land. Anybody looking for land, you're kind of tired of living in the city limits, you want to go out there where you might have a little bit more room to run and let the kids take their, you know, maybe drive some ATVs around the corner, find some land to drive on. 1.81 acres here at 9078 Birmingham Avenue. You got fenced-in property, totally fenced in with an electric gate, metal carports, detached garage, and a beautiful interior as well. You can see all of our listings online at platinummvpteam.kw.com, and you can see all of our radio and TV show experts at consumerqb.com.
And yeah, I'm racing my class to those saving our ass overseas.
That's right. Yeah, shout out to all of our veterans and troops out there fighting for us, actually overseas right now, doing what they do and protecting the homeland by sometimes having to go overseas. And Donna, you were a member of our armed forces, and appreciate all that you've done and all of our veterans out there.
Thank you very much. I'm proud of it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. How many years did you serve?
8 years.
8 years. Wow.
Wish I was still there, but
Yeah.
I'm too old and broken for that now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's you kind of age out of that. That's something
bit.
you kind of age out a little bit of it.
For sure.
As much as some people want to stay in, they kind of say, "Hey, now why don't you move on to the next phase?" But well, now you're doing mortgages on a big level, big scale. You guys did some pretty big numbers last year, didn't you? From what I recall.
Yeah, it was 118 million, I think.
Something
we did.
like
I forget
that,
how many units, but
Man,
we're already on this year, so I'm
yeah,
brains up. And let's go.
Anybody doing over 100 million?
Oh yeah.
Whether it's real estate sales, real estate on the finance side, that speaks volumes. You're in the top 5%, top 1% maybe of all the originators and in Florida. I look at I do some benchmarking out there and look at what other real estate companies are doing, and
absolutely,
the companies that used to do 300,000 and 400,000, they were down big time. Everybody's numbers are down. But what I like about this type of a market being a little bit soft is that once that market rebounds, the people that are still here, the realtors,
Correct.
the mortgage, the professionals that are still in the game, they're going to see exponential growth and grab more market share, Kasie.
100%.
When the market turns. Yep.
We agree with that, and we've been in this a long time. I'm not going to say how many years because that will just age us even more. But we were in it back in 08, 09, all of that, and we survived. And we've had so many loyal realtors with us because we did stay with it.
Right.
And they have told us that they get wined and dined every day. Y'all always do. And they will tell people, were you back in it in 08 and 09?
Right.
No, you
Or
got
did you
out
leave
of
when
it.
it got hard?
You got out of
Exactly.
it, and now you're trying to get back into it. No, I don't want to do business with you. So
Right.
100% agree with you. Stick it out, and we'll
Yeah.
stick it out together, and we'll be stronger on the other side. So.
Yeah. You'll grab more market share. You'll grow your scale. You'll have that repeat client business, and that's over the years. Thank God that we have that repeat clientele, and I'm sure
Absolutely.
you guys have a lot.
We do.
Doing over $100 million. That's a huge amount of volume. So we're talking with Don and Kasie Copeland, the Copeland team here in studio, Benchmark Mortgage. And when you think about the market right now, I got to play a clip because this was in the news of Mondani up there, the Democratic Socialist. I think he's actually a communist, not a socialist. If you look at the policies behind the words, here's a quick clip, and then we'll kind of get into the conversation around the states that people are moving into and out of.
When I ran for mayor, I said I was going to tax the rich. Well, today, we're taxing the rich. I'm thrilled to announce we've secured a pied-à-terre tax, the first in New York's history. This is an annual fee on luxury properties worth more than $5 million, whose owners do not live full-time in the city.
So they're doing a new tax, and they're proud of it. Hey, this is a new tax. We're proud of it. And it's on secondary homes. So you've got wealthy people live across the globe.
Right.
Come to New York. People would traditionally want to go watch a show or go to a sporting event. Maybe they go to the tennis and all these different big events in New York. And then, they stay in their second home. Instead of renting a hotel or whatever, they'll use that hotel. Now you're going to see a big change there because they're getting taxed. Anybody over $5 million, another new tax from the smugness these people have. He's tapping on the glass like it's really cool, a cool video for the 35-year-old mayor in New York. What's your thoughts around this new tax?
Do we really want to express our thoughts on this? Let's just agree.
Or the effect, maybe.
The smugness, absolutely. And to be proud of another tax, I don't get that.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
I just cannot comprehend that. It makes no sense to me. So.
Meanwhile, in Florida, we've got the almost the exact opposite policies, right? We've got less people, a smaller budget. They've got more people. Actually, I'm sorry, less people in a higher budget.
Right.
And we have a surplus here in the state of Florida. So we're doing a lot of positive things here in Florida. And Dave, let's look at this. Which states people are moving into and out of? This was on a recent show on Fox.
Look at that.
So
Where's New York?
So people moving out. Yeah, the most people moving out. And number 1 is California. Number 2, Illinois. Number 3, New Jersey. Number 4, New York, and number 5, Massachusetts. All terribly run states. You can go in. You could break down into some of the other policies in terms of crime and repeat offenders. And then most people moving in. Number 1 is Texas, mainly because they have more space to move into, and it's
Right.
closer to California.
Right.
But number 2, Florida, North Carolina, Tennessee, and South Carolina, rounding out the top 5. But yeah, your thoughts, generally speaking, there on the migration, because people vote with their wallets, they vote with their pocketbooks, and also their feet where they're moving to.
Correct. And I will say that aligns perfectly with the applications and the closings that we have are having currently. I have 2 currently from New Jersey, and they originally were like, well, I'll just buy in Florida as my second home. And now with everything going on in New Jersey, New York, all of that, they're like, never mind, this has now become my primary residence, and they're selling their homes up there.
Right.
So it's perfectly aligned with what is out there.
Yeah, and this story just came out of Homes.com. I'm on their newsletter, but it says March's priciest sales in major U.S. cities. South Florida dominates month as buyers search for properties with individuality and privacy.
Mm-hmm.
So if the axiom holds that real estate is about location,
Mm-hmm.
then South Florida is that location. So Miami-Dade cemented its status as a sovereign of luxury real estate with a March 2 sale of a to-be-built mansion on the highly exclusive Indian Creek Island for about $170 million. It was the highest sale in the county's history, which reportedly went to Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg. So good old Mark Zuckerberg making a lot of money on, I think it was the other guy's idea, wasn't it? The
yes.
Twinkleberry brothers or something like that. It was their idea, but he's getting the nice results from it. But $170 million, and it's also rounding out the top 5. I think all 4 of the top 5 sales in luxury were in the Miami-Dade, Palm Beach area. So people are moving to Florida.
Bring it.
They love it, right?
Let's bring them in.
Let's do some deals.
We welcome them.
Yeah, that's right. So, Don, let's elaborate a little bit more as well on the boot and shoot. You raise a lot of money for veterans. That's always a good thing.
Always a good thing.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, I'm actually a beneficiary of that because a lot of their money goes to the Brain Treatment Foundation for veterans. So I personally benefit from that. But our company, Benchmark, is tied very closely to this fundraiser. And within 48 hours, we raised over $1 million this year. And, the governor of Texas comes out every year, and they had a proclamation. They officially declared this the most patriotic day of the year in Texas. So it's a big deal. And, of course, I love to go out there and shoot guns and do all the fun stuff we get to do.
Kind of like clay shoot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Clay shoot.
Well, and our company is so tightly aligned with this. I think, I'm in a safe space. I can say these kind of things. Is when I'm trying to recruit, and we are recruiting heavily right now. When I try to recruit, I was going online and reading these anonymous reviews by employees, right? And some of the people that have left the company over the years. And the 3 main complaints they had about our company is, one is they're extremely, their company's extremely conservative politically.
Yeah.
2 is, they love Jesus, right?
Yeah.
And number 3 is they love their guns.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think I like working
Why
here.
would you want to work here?
But and we do these
patriotic.
events.
Let me get
Right,
number
it's
4.
too
Right,
patriotic.
Number 4 is too patriotic.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But these events, we did clay shooting, and then of course a bunch of some auctions.
items.
I won. I was telling them I won I don't know if you shoot it or you just look at it, because it's a blue Louis Vuitton Glock.
Oh, cool.
So I don't know if you just look at it or you shoot it, but I'm gonna enjoy getting it when it'll be here today.
Well, Thomas would like that. Our next guest, Thomas King, he'd appreciate that. Louis Vuitton. What kind of Glock was it?
Glock, yeah, Glock 43.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah, that's great. So, folks, locally, one of the important things to know is when you work with Don and Kasie Copeland, you're working with a local team, a local family, people that are in the market. They're not, working out of some desk in a California,
Call center.
Call center, et cetera. You're working locally with someone here. You got veterans, people that have like-minded worldviews. So I always say support the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our expert contributors. CopelandTeam.com, CopelandTeam.com, as well. You can see all the links there as well. What are some of the biggest misnomers that you see on a regular basis? I would think it's probably around the down payment side. Is that?
It is. And biggest? I'm going to kind of stick with the VA loan just because we've been talking about veterans and that. And that is, I've heard it twice this week that listing agents don't want to take an offer for a VA loan. And they're like, well, it's 0% down, so they must not have any money.
Oh, boy.
So I personally called the listing agents, and I debunked that.
Right.
Because most of our veterans, they have money. They have a down payment, but they're entitled to this. They've earned this right to put 0 down.
They're fiscally responsible, more so. I mean, they got discipline from the military.
Correct.
Right.
And that's what I try to tell listing agents that are like, nope, we're not accepting this offer. I'm like, this offer is more solid than that other offer you have. I guarantee it, because they have the money. This is just a right that they have earned.
Exactly.
So that's a huge misnomer out there right now.
It's a terrible bias in the industry. I've seen that and heard that. I mean, you're going to be biased against somebody for serving the country.
Right.
I've never understood that. I've never understood that. And the other thing is, and we got to get to break, but they'll say that it's harder on the appraisal. Right.
Right. Yeah, we can talk about that later too.
But we'll talk about that. Let's carry that over. Also, our feel good story coming up. Don't go anywhere. You got 6,500 volunteers build 10,000 beds in 24 hours for kids who do not have one of their own. Feel good story of the day coming up here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rimes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Are you a W-2 wage earner making $100,000 or more and feel like taxes are crushing you? What if you could legally reduce your W-2 income using real estate? With strategies like real estate professional status, short-term rentals, high earners are saving tens of thousands of dollars per year. Join us for our workshop and learn how to keep more of what you make. Wednesday, May 6th at Crown and Bull. Mark Hay and Brandon Rimes will be hosting a financial advising workshop for W-2 earners making $100,000 or more. Wednesday, May 6th at Crown and Bull, Main Street, Dunedin. RSVP by calling or texting 813-917-1894. It's a free event. We're going to buy you appetizers, and your first drink will be provided by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. B Rimes at KW.com, 813-917-1894. BRIMES at KW.com, 813-917-1894. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleaning, no showings, and no hassles. You can even possibly stay in your home post-closing. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894. consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast.
Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. B Rimes at KW.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. B Rimes at KW.com.
All right, let me tell you about my friends at Bayview Paints Plus, top tier window, solar panel, and gutter cleaning, Christian company with godly morals. Find them on Yelp, Facebook, and Instagram at Bayview Paints Plus, or call 813-917-1894. Window cleaning, solar panels, gutter cleaning at Bayview Paints Plus, 813-917-1894.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rimes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. Come on out to our W-2 income high earner seminar. We're going to teach you, Mark Hay and myself, we're going to teach you how to save a lot of money in taxes, ways that you can lower your tax bill, build passive income, and leverage real estate. Keep more of your hard-earned money. You know, you've heard it said like this: if you're paying close to a 50% tax bracket, right? So you're working 180 days or half the year. You know, you're spending that time working for the government. So let's learn some strategies here, so you can turn high W-2 income into tax-free wealth. We got some really cool strategies for you there. That's going to be May 6th, 6 o'clock, Crown and Bull. Please come out and join us. Appetizers provided. Your first drink provided by First American Home Warranty. May 6th, 6 o'clock, Crown and Bull, Dunedin. Excellent restaurant, Main Street in Dunedin. May 6th, 6 o'clock. Be there. All right, a couple of hot listings. We've got a listing at 369 West Winds Drive, Palm Harbor, 369 West Winds Drive. Beautiful property here. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 14 square feet, just under quarter-acre lot. This is in Baywood Village, which is a boater-friendly community. So bring your boat, bring your jet skis, enjoy that Florida lifestyle to the fullest. It's also a golf cart community as well. You got a clubhouse in the community. 369 West Winds Drive, Palm Harbor. No backyard neighbor. Honor conservation. You can see all of our listings, platinummvpteam.kw.com. And you can see all of our radio, TV show experts at consumerqb.com.
This is God's country.
All right, we got Don and Kasie Copeland in studio with us. Don and Kasie, we kind of left off on the VA loan topic and some of the stigmas around that, the appraisal. And then also I wanted to get to the 20% down. I keep hearing this all the time from buyers, prospective buyers saying, well, don't I have to put 20% down? I don't quite have that much saved up.
Right. You don't have to. There are so many other programs out there. You've got 0 down with VA, 0 down with USDA. You've got 3% down, 5% down, 3.5% down, FHA, 10, 15, 20. I mean, you do not have to put 20% down. And if you're a first-time home buyer, you take advantage of some of this first-time home buyer assistance that will help you with your down payment. So there's so many options.
There's even confusion on investments, because investments, everybody thinks you have to put 20 down. You can put 15 down.
Right.
So, I mean, that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And if you also have DSCR on some of those too, right?
Correct.
So debt service coverage ratio, meaning if the tenants pay enough in rent, that would cover the payment.
Correct.
And
That's such an awesome program.
I love it.
Isn't it neat?
Yeah. It's super cool.
Is that a 15% downer?
That is.
Yes.
Yes, you can do 15 on that one as well.
Yeah, that's cool. What are we seeing in rates? What do you expect to see? And hopefully, again, this conflict overseas wraps up pretty soon. What do you expect to see there?
I think they're going to continue to come down a little bit. They went up slightly. They come back down. Today, we looked at them before we came on the show, and like the VA average is 5.8. So we're back in the 5s. Conventional.
Not terrible.
Yeah. I mean,
bad.
and conventional 30-year is 6.2.
Yeah.
So we're there again. We did see an uptick a little bit, but like I said, they've come back down. I think they're going to stay steady, maybe tick down a little bit more, but
real quick, are you seeing a lot of concessions on some of these deals? It seems like sellers are willing to do deals now.
Yes, they are, and that's helping a lot of these buyers get into these homes. So yes, right. You see it more than we do, but that market's turning just a little bit.
Now's the time.
Yep,
Now's
the time.
All right, Don and Kasie Copeland, CopelandTeam.com. Check them out online, CopelandTeam.com. Reach out to the show. We'll put you in touch as well. 813-917-1894. If you've ever thought of getting pre-approved or thought about home ownership, getting out of the renter type of scenario, 813-917-1894. Don and Kasie Copeland, CopelandTeam.com. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks.
Thank you, Brandon.
All right, quick break, right back. Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rimes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back, Consumer Quarterback Show. Thomas King back in studio with us, Florida Firearms Academy. Thomas, give us a little teaser of what we're going to talk about today, my friend.
So I brought a cool special guest out with us today, Rocky, and he's going to go ahead and talk about what he's going to be doing. And I have some cool events coming up and what's going on with the Second Amendment in what state and what's doing it and what's doing it right.
All right, good. So we're going to talk about some current events coming up with Florida Firearms Academy, FFAtampa.com, and Rocky Rochford for US Congress. He's running for District 14. Give us a quick teaser of what we're going to talk about today, my friend.
So we're just going to hit a couple of things. Obviously, you want to talk about the Second Amendment. I'm a retired U.S. Navy captain, served our great country for over 33 years, and running right here in District 14, Tampa Bay, and includes Tampa, St. Pete, all the way down to Apollo Beach.
Nice.
You've lived in Hillsborough for 10,000 years now.
Nice.
A long time, right? How many years?
36 years.
36
I've been
years.
a resident of Hillsborough County. I love it here.
Yeah.
This is home. This is always home.
I love it. Yeah, a lot of good stuff. I wanted to get to a couple current events, too. Amazon charging their electric delivery vans with diesel generators. So kind of a, as you see, hey, they're going green, right?
That's how they work.
And, yeah, that's the mirage that they play. We got our feel-good story of the day as well. 6,500 volunteers build 10,000 beds for in 24 hours for kids that didn't have beds. Feel-good story of the day coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, always helping you win your real estate deals. You're buying, selling, you're investing, maybe refinancing. We would love to talk to you. We got a property at 10001 Waterworks Lane in Riverview. This is a beautiful listing of ours. This is 2 acres on a lake in Riverview, Florida. This is Hillsborough County, 1765 square feet. The owner currently utilizes this as an office for their firm. Could easily be remodeled to the buyer's specifications, and you have room for expansion. You got a separate 2-car garage there as well. 10001 Waterworks Lane, Riverview, Florida, 2 acres on a private lake. Great opportunity to buy real estate and invest in Tampa Bay, one of the hottest real estate markets in the entire country. We've got a listing at 7154 Shoreline Boulevard, Weeki Wachee, Florida. Another $1 million listing. This is over $3 million listing from the Platinum MVP team. 3/4 of an acre lot. This is irreplaceable waterfront land. 3 lots on the Weeki Wachee River, access to the Gulf, multiple income streams. Great opportunity to buy real estate and a business right here in beautiful Tampa Bay, home of the mermaids. You might see some mermaids up there.
Love those
Thomas.
mermaids.
You ever see them up there?
Yeah, Weeki Wachee.
Yeah.
That's the cool stuff.
I like it. 7154 Shoreline Boulevard, Weeki Wachee, Florida. And you can see all of our listings online at PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com. You can search the MLS there as well. And you can see all of our radio, TV show experts at ConsumerQB.com. All right, yeah, a lot of good stuff in the news. A lot of things happening out there. Also, J.D. Vance Anti-Fraud Task Force just hit Los Angeles, and they've yielded big results out there. Let's start with Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, longtime friend of the show. He's our Second Amendment expert contributor. Thomas, why are they always coming after our guns, man?
Because, they can't control you if you do have a gun. But
That's
let me
right.
go ahead and give you a breakdown. If you live in these states, Virginia, they just passed legislation, sales, transfers, and manufacture for certain types of weapons you cannot own anymore. Rhode Island, they are asking to surrender your firearms and transfers. Maryland passed a bill, SB 334, HB 557. It's basically to take away all your pistols and stuff and guns and fire. Minnesota proposed legislation, SF 3655, ban on sales and transfers of weapons. So, hey, good luck to you all. Meanwhile, in Idaho, South Carolina, Texas, and a couple other states, they're working on prohibiting and protecting your Second Amendment rights and to keep these guys from grabbing your firearms with their sticky hands. But let me go over just a couple things real quick. Before I go ahead, and I want to introduce my friend, the gala that we have coming up on the 14th. It's at 6 p.m. It's at the Eastlake Woodlands Country Club. And then it's for the special needs kids. We are going to have, it's the Triple Crown Gala. On May 30th, we have the USCC will be flying down. They will be at our store. They are setting up a big, huge simulation shoot. You can do it for free. We will have free food. We will have special guest speakers. FBI Teen Academy. This is for your high schoolers. go to my Facebook page. It's Thomas A. King Jr. You can go to the application right on there. You can fill out the application, sign up. This is a 2-day course. Your kids are going to love this. They get to do everything all the federal agents get to do, all kinds of cool stuff. They graduate, they get a certificate, and it probably will look great on a resume. And also you have the Hero Fest coming up on May 2nd. Make sure you come on out to that because that is a huge event. We sponsor it, and my boy right here, David, sponsor it. And what time's that start, David?
2 p.m.
2 p.m. till
10 p.m.
And you still have spots for sponsors?
Still have spots for sponsors.
All right, and VIP and all that good stuff. Make sure you go out there, check it out. And it's 33 years. That's how long you served. You're a Commodore. You've been here a long time. I think the world and planet right here knows about you and what you've done. But let's hear a little bit about what you're running for and what you stand for and your political beliefs.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks. Yes,
absolutely.
A little over 33 years. I'm running for Congress to lower costs. I mean, right now, Tampa Bay families are squeezed. Housing costs. Young people can't even afford a house. The average price of a house here in Hillsborough County is $415,000. And in order
That's not much if you have a Somalian daycare.
For sure. Or what do they got now in California there? The
home health
hospice
care.
Hospice care.
Yes.
Geez, I'll tell you. How many did they find there in
447 hospice providers.
Unbelievable.
Home health care, all suspended. And Todd somebody said not one of them has reapplied to open their business back up.
No
So what does
kidding.
that tell you? Right?
You don't want to go to jail, huh?
Yeah.
In order to afford that kind of a house, you have to make $107,000 a year, and then it's going to be tight. But the average pay here in Tampa Bay area is $73,000. So we have and there's a whole bunch of reasons: the cost of food, the cost of gas. I mean, granted, we just seen it come down a little bit. That was pretty remarkable. To get it back down under $4, but cost is really what's squeezing people.
Should I invest in ramen noodles and PJ sandwiches right now?
I would.
Yes,
I would.
Well, let me ask you a question. This is big on the news here, and this is a story that's really hitting a lot of Tampa Bay people. Two of our mutual friends, Thomas King, Joshua Wolstel, as well as Danny Alvarez, both came out against this tax to help the Tampa Bay Rays build a stadium.
Yes.
So I think a lot of people, as you are saying, Rocky, are at the point where, hey, we've been taxed enough already. The old Tea Party sentiment. We're paying a ton in taxes. We got property taxes. We've seen what Florida Doge has uncovered right here in Hillsborough County. $278 million worth of fraud, waste, and it's abusive spending. And then our friends on the left will say, oh, well, that's hyperbole. It's not really that bad. It's not really. But some of the stories that were in those spending is just outrageous. But for the sake of time on the clock here, what's your thoughts around the Tampa Bay Rays utilizing taxpayer dollars to build their multi-million-dollar, potentially up to near the billions, facilities here in Tampa Bay? What's your thoughts around that?
So they will tell you that the economic impact of doing that is going to be wonderful for the community.
Right.
But that doesn't help the average person. It doesn't help the people who don't own businesses in the area, that don't support, directly support the franchise. When I lived here a long time ago, we agreed to a 0.5% tax to build the new stadium for the Bucks.
Raymond James, yep.
Yeah, and so these organizations now, they're multi-billion-dollar organizations, and they have plenty of money. Yeah. We should not, just because they threaten to go elsewhere,
right.
that should not be part of the equation.
Yeah, let me pause there, because where are you going to go? Okay, where do you want to go? Are you going to go? What better market could you have? I think Tampa Bay is like the 14th to 18th largest, depending on how you structure it. Where do you want to go?
Everybody's building here.
Where do you want to go outside of that? Okay, Orlando, they're saturated. Got so many, theme parks, etc. Watch your attendance if you go to Orlando. Where are you going to go? Jacksonville? Yeah, right. There's not much happening in Jacksonville. Jacksonville's not a great market. Just ask the Jaguars. So where are you going to go? Right. I'd say call their bluff on that, Rocky.
I agree. I mean, and I don't think it's fair. It's not fair to the taxpayers for them to pick up that bill while the owners of the team and the players are all making hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
You know, that's just not right. I mean, I like to watch baseball. I like to watch football, hockey. You know, I'm a great fan of all the Tampa Bay sports teams. But you know, there's a line in the sand.
Yeah.
You know,
every person here should get 0.2% of the income profits from it. Then.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, let's enter into a real agreement here. Give us some profit share. You know, maybe not charge us $18 for a small soda or beer. Can of
the fraud. How much fraud waste was right here?
There's 278 million. Do we have any of those Doge images, Dave? You know, and people want to talk about Doge. Doge was an effort to get rid of some of these local taxes because they think the state just breaks in all this money. None of that money goes to the state. That's all local property taxes. So far, this was an old post from Blaze. It's over $2 billion in waste now, but Hillsborough County, $278 million. One of the most egregious that we saw was $7.5 million for a 1 mile stretch of sidewalk. Okay, so tell me that's not fraudulent spending.
Well, if you do what California is doing right now, if you don't go looking for the fraud, there won't be any.
Yeah, the Shirley bill. Stop the Shirley bill.
And I would have put that sidewalk in for $6 million. I'm just saying.
and that's not in Hillsborough, by the way. Let me note that was in another market. I forgot which market. But you had all this egregious spending, all this wasteful spending throughout the state of Florida. You had the Broward County School Board taking a $100,000 trip to the Ritz-Carlton in Naples. That was one that was highlighted years ago. So there's all this way. You got a lot of DEI policies. Where do you stand on DEI and CRT, this critical race theory, this DEI garbage that's from the pits of hell? Where do you stand on that?
Well, I think you just wrapped it up. That was a great description. I'll say that what I fear most about that is that those who sit on the far left, who are endorsing and fighting for DEI and for CRT and for all those other three-letter acronyms, all they're doing is renaming it, and they're doing the same thing. So we're not fighting 3 letters. We're fighting a philosophy on how they do this, and that's where we have to be very careful. And I asked one of the candidates for governor, Paul Renner, about how are you going to fight this?
Yeah.
And it's not easy because they are intentionally hiding it behind closed doors.
Yeah, exactly. If you just joined us, by the way, I'm your host Brandon Rimes. We're talking with Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, and Rocky Rochford for US Congress. He's running in District 14. Who's your opponent, who's the prospective opponent, provided you win the primary?
Yeah, so in 2024, I won the primary. It was in a field of 4. I took 60%. So I'm really not worried. I have good name recognition around the area. We're working on that. But I'm running against Kathy Castor, who's been in the seat for 20 years. And she has in 20 years written 2 bills that became law, only 2. And they were both to rename post offices. So, in essence, she has really done nothing.
Yeah.
And when she claims that she's bringing in lots of money to Tampa Bay, you got to take that with a grain of salt, because a lot, like she just did a big press release in the port, and she said, "Look, the $10 million I brought." Well, she really fought for $3 million, and $7 million was already allocated from the Army Corps of Engineers to deepen the channels in the bay from 43 to 47 feet. So there's a lot of question marks in what she's claiming. And I mean, people in Congress, really good guys and gals, can bring in hundreds of millions of dollars into their district in discretionary spending and grants.
Let me ask you something. The bills that if you are elected, the bills you have now, what do you plan on doing with those?
So I have drafted about 23 bills so far, and I'm working on it. And I get
What's
this.
the biggest ones of those, so people can understand where you stand and where you're going with it?
So the first bill I'll introduce is the Children's Bill of Rights. This is a great bill. The rules and laws that protect children are spread amongst six different government agencies, and none of them overlap with each other. So the first thing we need to do is we need to move all of that under one roof, and then we have a shield that will oversee all of that. And the laws that we're going to improve upon are protecting children's rights against predators. We're going to make the fines much higher, a much longer prison sentences, and we're going to break. There's all these loopholes that pedophiles know all about, and that's when they cross state lines. It's who is it going to be, the state or the federal government? So this is going to make sure the federal government. So we're going to move it under one roof. We're going to put one guy over it. It's going to include. So the Title IX, which protects women's sports, I'm not sure that it belongs there. It's a loose fit. So let's write a new bill. I several years ago came up with the idea of calling it the Riley Gaines Act, and someone up in Congress obviously stole my idea. No, I'm just, but that's exactly what they're calling it, and I agree. And so let's put that here under the Children's Bill of Rights, and let's make sure that kids are protected. Parental rights are huge in being able to determine how their children are raised and what they're taught.
Yeah, parental alienation is a big one now that you're finding with the friend parent. And then this was a story out of, I forgot which state it was, but a mom of 7 arrested as she told a man on Snapchat that he could sexually assault her 7-month-old daughter for $400. I mean, you've got these types of scumbags out there. So I like that idea of protecting the children. We've got to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back more with Thomas King, Rocky Rochford, and I also want to ask you about our friend Billy Christensen, who ran for supervisor of elections. He was on this show. There were something like 58,000 voter records stolen in Hillsborough County. I want to ask you about that when we come back. Quick break, right back. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Tired of long lines at the airport? Check out Tampa Bay's premier private jet source. I'm Brandon Rimes for Will Smith Aviation. Aircraft management, acquisition, and sales, luxury jet escapes, and packages. Check them out online. WillSmithAviation.com. That's WillSmithAviation.com. Or call the show. I'll put you right in touch directly with Captain Will Smith. AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. DavidReynoldsJewelryandCoin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg, online at DavidReynoldsJewelryandCoin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. DavidReynoldsJewelryandCoin.com. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for our friends at TargetSurveying.net. For all of your surveying needs, land surveying firm providing services for real estate since 1992, and they are statewide. Check them out online, TargetSurveying.net. That's TargetSurveying.net. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Consumer Quarterback Show. We got our feel-good story of the day coming up here, as well as another information-packed segment with Rocky Rochford. He's running for Congress. We're going to ask him about the voting situation and mail-in voters, things of that nature. It seems like there may be, again, not only waste, fraud, and abuse in the financial sector, but in our elections here in Hillsborough County. So we'll talk about that. 13451 Hampton Park Court, Fort Myers, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate. Southwest Florida, close to the beaches. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage. 1883 square feet, just under quarter-acre lot. You have on a water view here. You've got a small lake here in the community. You got water views, stainless steel appliances. Great opportunity to buy real estate. 13451 Hampton Park Court, Fort Myers, Florida. Beautiful property, tile flooring, lighter color, kitchen cabinetry. Great opportunity here in beautiful Southwest Florida. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Check out our listings online, platinummvpteam.kw.com. And we always like to tell you something good here, or we frequently tell you something good in our feel-good story of the day. And here we go. 6,500 volunteers build 10,000 beds in 24 hours for kids who don't have one of their own. This was at the Charlotte Convention Center, including many of the Lowe's employees. So shout out to Lowe's there. They worked in coordinated lines for 24 hours to cut, sand, assemble, and stain 10,000 beds for kids in need, supporting sleep in heavenly peace. The effort used thousands miles of lumber, thousands of tools and supplies. The finished beds will be distributed through 110 chapters to families across 36 states, helping children get safe, restful sleep. All right, there you have it, our feel-good story of the day. Thomas King, Rocky Rochford, back in studio here. Let's go right back into it. So we talked about fraud in the elections, potential fraud. I believe the FBI is investigating that, aren't they?
They are. There's a number of cases they're still working on. Of course, I don't know where they are, the status of those. And the Florida Department of Law Enforcement is also investigating.
Wow, unbelievable. Yeah, that's what Billy was telling me, and it seems like the current supervisor of election could not care less, could he?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at the last election, he got more votes than the president.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how does a down ballot person get more? Because most people turn out to vote for the election or for the president, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So how does he get more votes? Seems like the FBI should be all over that.
You would think. I mean, Pinellas County had, this was the biggest anomaly that somebody on my team found, is that on one day, September the 9th, there were 197,000 requests for vote-by-mail ballots on one day.
Wow.
It's the only time it happened. It only happened twice in the entire state, twice.
Yeah.
That big. And about 165,000 of those were returned, processed, and counted.
Yeah.
And not one of those requests showed ID, which is a Florida law. You have to show identification.
It's sickening.
None.
Sickening. This whole voter stuff. Thomas, back to you. Final thoughts, man.
So I want to leave you something. Mike Goodwin's grandmother gave you this great advice, and it's only two things you got to worry about. One, if you're healthy, or one, if you're sick. So if you're healthy, well, then you got nothing to worry about. But if you're sick, you got two things to worry about. If you're going to get better, or you're going to get worse. If you're going to get better, you got nothing to worry about. But if you're going to get worse, you have two things to worry about. If you're going to live, or you're going to die. Well, if you're going to live, you got nothing to worry about. But if you're going to die, well, you got two things to worry about, whether you're going to go to heaven or whether you're going to go to hell. But if you go to heaven, well, then you got nothing to worry about. But if you go to hell, you got two things to worry about, and that's original or extra crispy. I want to especially thank my guests coming in today. If anyone wants to reach out to you, get more information, want to go ahead and donate to your sponsorship here for your campaign, how do they reach out to you, Rocky?
So website is Rocky4Congress.com.
Rocky4Congress.com. Tampa Bay, Florida Firearms Academy. It's FFATampa.com. FFATampa.com. Got a gala on the 14th at 6 o'clock. That's going to be helping underprivileged children. And then also May 30th, you've got an event at FFA as well.
Absolutely.
All right, good stuff, man. Thanks for coming in, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Right. And, hey, another great show. I want to thank all of our expert contributors, all of our listeners and our audience out there. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And thanks so much for supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show online at consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.